Welcome to Cinemagna. In today's video, we will showcase the behind-the-scenes footage of the 2023 American epic Western crime drama film titled Killers of the Flower Moon. The film is directed and produced by Martin Scorsese, who co-wrote the screenplay with Eric Roth, based on the 2017 book of the same name by David Grann. Make sure to like the video and subscribe to our channel to be notified when new videos are released.
He was right here, right?
I don't know. See where the camera's going.
This forward about 2.5 meters.
I'm gonna go put it.
There you go. Hold on. Oh, wait. 1 second. Back to one.
Keep going. Forming up. Let's form up for the photograph. Come back in. Form up, guys. Let's get ready. Forming up.
Yeah, come on in. There you go. Go ahead.
Get in position, guys. Get in position now. And let's take the opportunity to form up, everyone. Getting in now. Get in position. Get in a big position. Here we go. Do the handshake now, guys.
Okay, now handshake. There you go. That's it.
Looking for the camera.
That's it. Nice. Okay.
Right.
That might be too much of a meal of it. Where she sees me.
And it's a quick transition to get from this scene to that scene so quickly because I take your hand in the very next scene.
Right.
So, like, I probably already kind of like it, but yeah, like I already had that audience empathy a while ago. I'm just having my boss around right now.
Yeah, we're over. This is the one that's over.
This is over,
Yes.
yes, it's over, and what we could do is do three there, put two of one, and then two of the other, all on the same tape. Let's see, I'm gonna check out the cut from Mollie's scene, where she says, the first scene.
Can you see the beginning?
The overhead train comes in.
Those guys are better. Straight.
I know. She's going to Washington. I know. You're saying.
You see that in the miracles, there's an addendum. That's, we need, it's almost, you need to tell them, you believe in that, you believe in this.
That then Bill can talk to you.
Yeah. Can you bring your stuff in or something?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. I'll grab her back.
Now look, I'm going to lay this out kind of, and then we're going to move it according to the drone, the whole unit. You know?
All right. So,
Okay, like
you
Bill
need
is
help.
here.
You need help. The Gov represents Mr. Hale.
Action. I told her, you do it yourself. And she said, I don't want to do it myself. I said, you're going to have to.
How you doing, Mr. Hale?
Well.
Sorry to bother you. My name's Tom White. I'm the agent in charge for the Bureau of Investigation for the Justice Department.
It took us so long to get here.
The Osage were considered incompetent at that time and weren't allowed to be in charge of their own wealth. And by getting a caretaker like Ernest as her husband, they became an independent unit. They were able to take care of one another. So it was somewhat advantageous in some respects for her. For him, he obviously, had genuine feelings for her, but realized that there was tremendous wealth in the family. The complexity of how that relationship unfolded is shown in the movie in a very interesting way. And we played with how much we wanted to show the audience as far as Ernest's complicity in some of these murders. And there were many different versions of this script. One of them was exposing everything from the onset. A lot of it was, a slow reveal, but I think Scorsese masterfully has this sort of slow burn with understanding the manipulation from his uncle, and he gets further and further and deeper down this well of atrocious acts. I felt a tremendous responsibility in telling this story correctly. We wanted to be as authentic as possible, and that led us to have many different meetings with tribal elders in the Osage community, talking with direct descendants of the victims, their great-grandchildren, a lot of them who we worked with in the film, who worked on the film with us in various different departments. And they really gave us an incredible insight into a story that they have been sort of suppressing to the outside world and had kept insular in their community because it was so incredibly traumatizing, and it's still a raw nerve to them. It's a generational. The effects of the Osage Reign of Terror has been generational, and it still exists today there in Oklahoma. I felt her at moments living as Mollie. She embodied that character. She took on the soul of this woman and embraced herself into the Osage community. Once again, being from a different tribe, going to the Osage community, listening to that story, speaking to her direct descendants, and just embodied in every moral fiber of her being who Mollie was, and expressed it through her performance in a very profound way. She's the heart and soul of this movie. She really is.
When we meet Mollie Kyle, we meet her in the context of being with her family, being a loving sister, being a doting, dutiful, loving daughter. Mollie being somebody who's described as easy to like, then in a way fatefully and in a way intentionally meets Ernest Burkhart, who is under her employ as her driver. And through one lens, you see a very organic attraction forming, and through another lens that Mollie is pretty unaware of, you see a calculated arrangement happening. William Hale, being Ernest Burkhart's uncle, is kind of a de facto father figure to a man who's returning from war, who doesn't have a whole lot of skills to offer, doesn't have prospects at much work, plants the idea of, well, being married to an Osage person, there's good money in that. The first day that I worked with him, my hands were shaking naturally because it's Leonardo DiCaprio. But after getting through those initial nerves, I was just sitting across from an incredibly present, generous, talented, immensely talented actor. And the rest of the nerves about it faded away when we were just so focused on if we were doing justice to our characters. So that was incredibly inspiring. After having been relocated and removed from their ancestral homelands to Oklahoma, the reservation they have now, they also purchased it because they knew that was a language that the government would understand. And in doing so, they also had the keen insight to secure the surface mineral rights. So after having been in their new homelands for a pretty short amount of time, just a couple decades, then oil was struck. And overnight, it made Osage, at the time in American history, at that time in the world, the richest people per capita anywhere.
Now, as part of a family with several valuable shares, they called it head rights, of oil profits, and lots of land they had. So Ernest was, probably encouraged to marry her by his uncle in order to get her family's head rights, which gave him access to and control over her shares in the oil profits. But I think Ernest is also attracted to the Osage world, in which Mollie is a member. He becomes very fascinated by their culture, he even learns the language. I got to say, in this picture, he really went pretty far and astonished me. I mean, he had a depth, a vulnerability, again, many different layers and shades and tones to Ernest that we just developed as we went along and still amazes me.
Thanks for watching. Make sure to like and comment on the video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell to be notified when new videos are released.